Hey. That single word is probably the most common greeting in the United States. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but it carries a lot of social weight in American daily life. When Paul walks into his office in the morning, he doesn't say good day or hello, how do you do? He just says hey. And that one word opens the door to a comfortable, easy interaction. It works between strangers, coworkers, old friends, and neighbors. There is no age limit on it, no situation where it feels completely out of place. What makes it so widely used is exactly that simplicity. It asks nothing, it demands nothing. It just says, I see you, and I'm friendly. How are you? Most people learning English are taught this phrase early, and they're taught to treat it like a real question with a real answer. But in the United States, it rarely works that way. When someone says, how are you, while passing in a hallway or walking through a store, they are not pausing to hear about your week. It is closer to a spoken habit, a sound that means hello wrapped in the shape of a question. The expected answer is almost always short. Good, thanks. You? Is enough. Fine, thanks works too. Paul's neighbor says it every morning when they both check their mail. Paul answers in 2 seconds and they both move on. The exchange is brief, but it is not meaningless. It is a small daily reminder that they exist in the same space and that things are fine between them. What's up? This one tends to confuse people the first time they hear it. It sounds like it's asking about something specific, but it isn't. What's up is simply another way of saying hello with a slightly younger and more relaxed energy. The answer is almost never a detailed explanation. Most people say not much or nothing much, you, even when their day has actually been full and busy. That's not dishonesty, it's just the understood rhythm of the greeting. Paul uses it with his younger coworkers and with friends he sees regularly. It feels casual, familiar, and easy. In the right setting, it makes people feel like they're on the same level. No formality, no distance. How's it going? This phrase sits somewhere between how are you and a genuine check-in. It's warmer than a plain hello, but still doesn't require a long answer. Going well, thanks, or not bad, how about you? Both fit naturally. What sets this one apart is that it can open a slightly longer conversation if both people wanted to. If Paul asks a close coworker, how's it going? And that person says, honestly, it's been a rough week. That's acceptable too. The greeting left space for a real moment. That flexibility is part of what makes it so commonly used across different relationships and settings. Good morning. In more structured settings, offices, schools, formal workplaces, this is often the greeting of choice, at least in the early hours. Americans sometimes shorten it to just morning, dropping the word good entirely. That shortened version actually feels more natural in everyday speech than the full phrase. It is polite without being stiff. Paul's manager says morning every day when she walks through the room and the team responds in kind. There's a certain steadiness to it. It marks the start of the day, sets a calm tone, and signals that things are open and ready to begin. As the day moves on, it naturally fades and is replaced by other greetings. Nice to meet you. When two people are introduced for the very first time, this is the phrase that connects the moment. It acknowledges the introduction, expresses basic warmth, and closes the social gap between two strangers. The response is almost always the mirror. Nice to meet you too. In professional situations, a handshake usually comes with it. In casual introductions, just the words and a smile are enough. Paul says it every time a new person joins his team at work. It doesn't take effort, but it does something important. It makes the other person feel welcomed rather than simply noted. That small feeling matters more than most people realize. Long time no see. When two people reunite after months or even years apart, this phrase carries a kind of quiet emotion that a plain hello doesn't. It acknowledges the time past without making it heavy or dramatic. It's warm but light, usually followed by something like, how have you been? And in this case, unlike most American greetings, a slightly longer answer is welcome. Paul ran into an old college friend at a grocery store last year. The first words were, oh my gosh, long time no see, and they stood in the aisle talking for 20 minutes. The greeting itself was the key that opened that conversation. It gave both of them permission to stop, reconnect, and actually catch up. The handshake. In the United States, physical greetings carry their own meaning. A handshake is the standard professional greeting, firm, brief, and with direct eye contact. The firmness matters. A very limp handshake can feel uncertain or distant, while a very aggressive one can feel uncomfortable. The right handshake communicates confidence and respect without words. In job interviews, business meetings, or when meeting someone's parents for the first time, a proper handshake sets the entire tone of what follows. Paul always makes sure his handshake is steady and his eye contact is natural. It takes less than 3 seconds, but those 3 seconds shape the first impression more than almost anything else. The wave. Outside of formal settings, a simple wave does the job of a greeting without requiring any physical contact or even a spoken word. Across a parking lot, through a window, on a crowded street, a raised hand or a small gesture communicates, "I see you, hello." It is perhaps the most universal physical greeting in American daily life. Paul waves to his neighbors from his car every morning. He waves to the woman who works at his usual coffee shop when he's too far away to speak. The wave is not dismissive, it's actually quite personal. It means you noticed someone specifically and you wanted them to know it. The nod. Between people who know each other well, or even between strangers who cross paths regularly, a simple upward nod of the head can function as a complete greeting. No words, no extended eye contact, just a brief acknowledgement. Among men especially, this is a common and entirely comfortable form of saying hello. It communicates familiarity and ease. Paul and his upstairs neighbor have never had a full conversation, but they nod to each other every time they pass in the building hallway. That nod carries a quiet kind of respect. We share this space and we're both fine with that. The hug. Among close friends and family members, a hug replaces the handshake entirely. It's warm, personal, and immediate. American hugs between friends are usually brief. A quick embrace, a pat on the back, and then the conversation begins. Between family members who haven't seen each other in a long time, it can last a little longer. What matters is that the hug is offered genuinely and received comfortably. Paul hugs his close friends every time he sees them. It is not something he thinks about. It just happens naturally because it is the language of closeness in those relationships. The hug says what words sometimes can't quite capture. What's new? This greeting works best with someone you haven't seen in a few weeks or months, long enough that something in your life might have actually changed. It's an invitation for a small, genuine update, not a long one, just a moment or two of real exchange. "Oh, not much. I just started a new job, actually," is the kind of answer that fits. Paul uses this one with friends he doesn't see every day. It shows that he's genuinely curious, that he cares about what's happening in their life. It makes the greeting feel personal rather than automatic. And in a world where many greetings are fast and routine, that small sense of genuine interest goes a long way. Take care. Not all greetings happen at the beginning of an interaction. Some happen at the end. And in American English, how you say goodbye is just as much a part of the greeting culture as how you say hello. Take care is one of the most common farewell greetings. It is warm without being dramatic. It leaves the other person feeling considered. "See you later," "Have a good one," and "Talk soon" all carry a similar energy, friendly, easy, and sincere. Paul ends almost every conversation with one of these. They close the interaction on a soft, open note, as if the door is never quite fully shut, and the next hello is always just around the corner.